okay there. Kind of phone kind of rocked back and forth a bit there. I was trying to get it settled, but anyways, so it's one of those mornings where I'm just having to sort of record on the drive to work. I did get up about half an hour later than yesterday. I don't know. Somehow, like yesterday, I kind of pulled off what I consider a bit of a miracle, getting up and pulling myself out of bed at 5 a.m. with very little sleep and just being able to somehow power through the day. But then again, I think maybe that's because over the weekend, as much as there was all this stuff going down, I obviously had the opportunity to sleep in even if I was up, late. But maybe that's kind of why I had, enough sort of a reservoir of energy or so that I could pull off what I pulled off, yesterday. But today is 1:22 Nofap. It's Wednesday, the 17th of February, 2021. Just one of those days I'm just kind of going about the grind, so to speak. If I were to talk about sort of my mental, emotional state, I'm just kind of feeling like I want to sort of get past certain things, get certain things done, not just in the sort of sense of, I got my daily list of this and that, but it's almost like wanting to get past certain milestones, ASAP, because I'm kind of over certain things. So much the reason why I need to get this money problem fixed, or at least, stabilized, to that next level is, I don't want to be going on and on about that in the future. I want to get past that and just be able to focus on other things. I've sort of oftentimes thought if I could take a year and a half off from just, this sort of grind of having to work. If I had just the money, I could go do that, disappear for a year and a half, focus on other things like physical health, my weight, my physique, or any sort of health issues I might have, or and so far as basically putting the kibosh on those before they become something really life altering. I would do that, and that would be really what I would want to do. And then obviously there's also the education thing. I've I've talked in the past about how eventually I will have to be going back full time just to get things done in a timely manner. And when I say full time, I don't necessarily mean that I'd be taking the full course load, but it's school would be the only thing I'd be doing. And it's kind of, I guess, funny in some sense, because when if you were to talk to me when I was still an undergrad, I think I would probably, at least partially, maybe 50%, 60, 70%, maybe the majority of the time, I'd probably give you this answer of, man, I just want school to be over with. I was kind of quote unquote over it, if you will, over the whole college experience, and especially in undergrad. Especially given all the drama and the sort of the nonsense, if you will, just the stress that I had at that point in time was a different kind of stress than what I have right now in many ways. I just wanted to get to graduation and get the heck out of there, but once you get out here into sort of the work-a-day world and you're dealing with all that kind of stuff, it's if all you had to really stress about was okay, I got this homework assignment due tonight, or I have or tomorrow, or I have an exam in 2 weeks or 3 weeks or a month or whatever, and you just had to sort of worry about grades, or that was your main stressor. And I don't want to say just sit there and worry, because that doesn't really do anything, but anything good at least. But that was your only concern, was just grades and classes, and even the dumb thing I got into, obsessing about some girl kind of look back, and it's ironic because it's like, man, like that was my greatest concern, or set of concerns for the longest time, and it's sort of like, getting that perspective. Like if I was able to just sort of snap my fingers, all my debts are gone. I suddenly had money rolling into the bank account such that I could just go and do that. Like take things to that next level. Like I would do that, and that's kind of why I really want to get to that point ASAP. I'm just just kind of maybe I'm feeling like psychologically exhausted because of that, but also just because of recent events. Because I talked to my dad yesterday, and like I said, he's stabilizing, seems to be recovering. But at the same time, it's sort of the classic, oh, it really wasn't that bad, don't worry about this, that sort of thing. And as usual, it's just probably going to go back to the way it was before until the next time. And, or maybe it won't. I mean, I'm hoping that it doesn't. I'm hoping that, as my, like, for instance, as my sister, as she honestly has stepped up and taken a lot of things on her shoulder, which I appreciate. Of course, I still have a bit of I still have a bit of like, I guess the best word would be resentment in some sense, because like I had to do a lot of the stuff that she's now doing, and no one was giving me a pat on the back. It was just kind of expected, and in a lot of cases I got to be dealing with being called like a freeloader and a loser. Nobody on my dad's side of the family was calling me up, telling me how proud of me they were that I was doing this. It was just like, oh, you're just expected, which you can go look at Red Pill or just whatever perspective. It's like, okay, I kind of get it. If you're like quote unquote the man in the situation, you're gonna be expected to just do that, and nobody's gonna really give you a gold medal for it. But I'm hoping things change, and I hope that doesn't obviously include like them kind of going looking for a new villain to hate or whatever, and then trying to like make me into that sort of a person. But I'm up here, I'm doing what I'm doing, and I got my stuff I need to get done today. But it's one of those situations, like in the bigger picture, where it's kind of like he's like wanting all these big changes right now. But I understand, like these sorts of things do take time, and I'm just trying to sort of keep my motivation. Even if we were to talk about like the whole paying off debt process, like it's sort of like having to somehow maintain that gazelle-like intensity over the long term. Understanding that it's a marathon, not a sprint, and somehow keep motivating myself, with little victories here and there, such that I can just keep going, because it can kind of get tiring. If you look at your Credit Karma account, you look at your bank account, you're just kind of like, you're wanting to sort of one day log in and see that there's $1 million in your bank account, or that there's no open balances of loans you have outstanding to pay off or whatever. I mean, at the rate I'm going, maybe in a year and a half that would be the case, or at the very least it'd be at the point where the loans I have outstanding that are attached to actual, like, either like a physical object, like my car, which I definitely need, or bring somebody else's credit into the mix. Those will most likely be taken care of. I mean, if everything goes according to plan, basically, or at least close enough. Might take a little bit longer, given certain financial factors, but anyways, I saw that Alex left a comment basically kind of doing some video requests, the whole like love letter to your younger self, hate letter to your younger self. I mean, I could do something along those lines. I might have to I don't have love or hate for my younger self. There's certain things that I could do some videos listing off stuff that, like, kind of frustrate me about, what I did when I was younger versus, what I'm happy that I did when I was younger, that sort of thing. Because there are definitely opportunities that I squandered, and stuff that I did that, it's kind of like why would I be, sitting there making a video talking about how, oh, I feel so purposeless, or I gave up like on a possible career that would have fulfilled my need for purpose or meaning or whatever the case may be. And why would I be doing that? Well, because I messed up this or that when I was in my early 20s, or in my teens, stuff like that, that you can end up throwing away when you're really young because you don't really understand it, or you're not cognizant of the fact that, like, you have to go through a lot of this, discomfort, in certain paths in order to, make it to that point where, like, you have a real, not just a real accomplishment, but like certain intangibles, stuff like that. I could talk about that, and I could talk about the stuff that I'm glad I did when I was, age X, Y, Z, or whatever. But I think I could do that, probably in that format. But what else? Yeah. And thanks for the comment, Dark Magician. I'm definitely, like, striving to get back on that mission. I don't know. I'm dealing with, like, a lot of the impatience I also have dealt with in the past, where it's like I want certain things to happen, and like I've said before, kind of repeating myself, but they take time. And I think, like, every 2 weeks, when I'm able to send out money to pay off this bill, or like move the needle in the right direction on a certain loan or so, like, that's kind of like when I see that difference. And I'm hoping, well, I think it'd be like next week. I think next Friday is when we get paid next, I think. But that'll probably be the next time, and then I could probably make some more video talking about that, because well, I have, as I think I've detailed, I have started making what I would consider targeted payments on the next loan to eliminate. I wasn't able to make as much of a payment because I've had to essentially also reset the one credit card that I've used, but kind of getting back to that point. I've done that, and but it's not enough that I would really want to talk about it, because in any real detail right now, just not at the level that I would consider significant enough. As you can probably tell, I'm trying to park right now. I suppose I could just kind of roll in, like, covering like two different parking slots, and just be like that. But then again, I'd probably tick somebody off if I did that. So I'm not gonna park at an angle. I'm gonna pull back again and straighten out my car. So move over a little bit to the left. But let's see. Yeah, I think that's most of what I have to say. Good thing I got a. Whoa, I was a little bit too far to the left. But it's a good thing I got out when I did to drive here, because I at least got a few minutes, and I'll check the schedule and see where things stand. What my job responsibilities are for today, and just kind of get through that. So anyways, I'm gonna up in 15 minutes, and like I said, day 122. I'll try to knock down another day, get my bearings, and get through the day. So Probably gonna be a late night today as well, because not only do I have like one more problem to do for the homework, but I also want to go back over my initial solution to the other two problems that I got done last night. After I, went and talked to my dad, and basically like clean them up, so to speak. But one other thing I wanted to actually talk about, maybe it's kind of like maybe it's sort of one thing that's impacting my state of mind right now. But watched more of that podcast interview of Johnny Kim by Jocko Willink. And see, I know like Fitzgerald Brown's a big fan of David Goggins, who's another Navy SEAL, and I think he's been interviewed by Jocko. I think they surfed together at some point. Maybe they didn't, but not sure if they were on the same team in the SEALs. But yeah, Johnny Kim on, Navy SEAL, doctor, astronaut, pretty much everything out there that you could think to accomplish, in 1,000 lifetimes, and he's already done that. And I think that would probably lead me into, that would probably be a good like sort of if I were to make sort of a video or a couple of videos based off of what Alex has asked for, the general idea. I could talk about that, because that kind of put me in a sort of mental emotional state where it's kind of like feeling like I made all these decisions that led me to losing out on things that when you're 19 or 20 you don't value, but then when you get older you really realize about the value of those things, and you want to like sort of kick yourself about it, or see if there's one last chance for you to somehow get in on something of that nature. But yeah, I'll talk about it. I'll make some videos. They might not be exactly 100% like point by point of that format, but I think the general gist will be like that. Yeah. So anyways, I gotta head in. I'll see you folks around, and thanks for watching. Thanks for the support. Bye.